You may have heard of the recent news regarding Microsoft, and if you haven't, then here it is. Microsoft announced the layoffs of 10,000 of its employees between now and June 30th, 2023. So 10,000 employees will be losing their jobs within the next 6 months. Microsoft's greed is well known, but in terms of its gaming brand in the form of Xbox, ever since Xbox acquired Gears of War and Halo, two former giants of the gaming industry, both of these stellar franchises have been negatively impacted by Microsoft's corporate greed. As always, I'm your host Abz, and usually you'd be expecting a lore video from me, but I had to give my thoughts on this topic, so let's get into this. Now, known Halo leaker Bathrobe Spartan suggested that 343 Industries is losing 1/3 of its workforce, or more than 130 employees. Because of this, the promised plans for more single-player campaign-style DLCs and content have been halted for Halo Infinite and for Halo in general. This is really sad news for Halo and all of its fans who love its story and campaigns. Instead, there will be more focus on Halo Infinite's multiplayer and of course its monetization, as they try to recapture just a fraction of the players from launch. After the layoffs, multiple former developers from 343 Industries have come forward with criticism of Microsoft's leadership and management policies, arguing that both Halo Infinite and 343 Industries would be in better positions were it not for incompetent leadership. Halo Infinite's former senior multiplayer designer had these very strong words to say. The layoffs at 343 should not have happened, and Halo Infinite should be in a better state. The reason for both of those things is incompetent leadership up top during Halo Infinite development, causing massive stress on those working hard to make Halo the best it can be. The people I worked every day with were passionate about Halo and wanted to make something great for the fans. They helped push for a better Halo and got laid off for it. Tyler Owens, another former Halo developer that now works on Apex Legends at Respawn, had this to say. As a Halo fan, I'm really tired of Microsoft business practices and policies slowly killing the thing I love. Between the contracting policies they abuse for tax incentives and layoffs in the face of gigantic profits and executive bonuses, they set Halo up for failure. The contract stuff is a whole other can of worms that pisses me off. So many amazing people and talent that just disappeared. Now all of these layoffs and cuts to other game studios comes after a report that Microsoft brought in $198 billion of revenue in 2022. That's right, $198 billion. The Coalition for Gears of War also received some cuts, but those cuts were around 10 people, assumed as of now. But we must remember that the Coalition are still developing the next Gears of War title, and they don't have a current product to fulfill promises for, as 343 released Halo Infinite about a year ago, and there was this talk about a 10-year plan with multiple campaign DLCs, multiplayer experiences, and so on. Microsoft abused contract policies for tax incentives and layoffs in the face of gigantic profits and executive bonuses. Of course, this has affected Gears of War and Halo in a major way. They have this revolving door policy of developers coming in and out of their studios. Passionate and talented developers who are at the heart and soul of the game design, whose contract ends after a short period of time, and they just disappear from their development teams. So how are developers really supposed to give it their all when their time is up with the studio before they know it? As fans of both Gears of War and Halo are awaiting fixes and content updates.
With Gears of War 4, we wanted to earn your trust. But with Gears 5, we want to push the envelope by doing new things never seen in a Gears game before.
Now with Gears 5, the game launched bare bones, thanks to Microsoft wanting to force an exclusive out the gates, because they barely had any exclusives in 2019, and this was before the Bethesda acquisition, and they wanted a pillar of the Xbox franchise to release a first-party game for the first time on Game Pass. forcing the coalition's hand to release an unfinished product, with countless bugs, bare bones content, and not even having the simple things like the whole of Delta Squad in multiplayer, and ultimately really negatively impacting Gears of War. For the next year of Gears 5's game cycle, updates were put together to rework the game's core features and provide content updates, but months later, the revolving door contract policy kicked in, and many talented and passionate Gears of War devs just straight up disappeared, and this was at a desperate time where Gears fans were really frustrated with the game's mismanagement and promises that never came to fruition. A Gears of War game that was supposed to be the next big thing, breaking the mold and innovating, introducing a map editor, which, by the way, was shelved as well, so that promise wasn't fulfilled either. Meanwhile, Halo Infinite also released bare bones, and over a year later, is nowhere near at the level it should be. Of course, even Halo MCC released as a buggy and glitchy mess, but with Halo Infinite's future quite uncertain, after 5 years of Halo fans waiting for the next installment, but Gears of War's next big title supposedly taking time in the oven after a number of years of mishandling the franchise. Microsoft's greed has done almost irreversible damage to Halo and Gears of War, and I really hope that these two franchises can become huge forces once again. But as long as Microsoft keep mismanaging them, then it is very doubtful that Halo and Gears of War can become titans of the gaming industry once again. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more similar content like this, and please do let me know of your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm your host Abz, and as always, I will catch you guys next time.